this little friend. So, did some research because there are ones that have nuts on them, but they don't have burrs on their, no burrs at all. And that is yellow chestnut, the American yellow chestnut, which I will have to insert because I've only got a little bit of internet out here. I'll have to insert things like the Latin because I don't know right now. But that's not a Chinese chestnut leaf. The Chinese chestnut leaf curves. It is not an American chestnut because the ones that have nuts have no burrs. They're completely smooth on the panicles that enclose the nut. So let me just pause for a moment because I saw a bigger one up the road and I also found the mother one, but it's on a boat type trip so I can't show you. But I'm going to pause and take you up because I realized something funky. Give me a second. Alright, so this is a bigger one. Probably about 45, 50 foot tall. And those blazes in there, that's the first sign of blight. And this gave me really an interesting insight as to how white people in the history of America were so successful in eradicating the sweet American chestnut. Because this isn't the sweet American chestnut. That one's considered extinct, and if you think you've found one, go to the American Chestnut Society's webpage because it's considered extinct and they are trying to revive it. But you see how bright that orange is? There's even brighter oranges. Unfortunately, the blight basically makes this tree flag itself down from hundreds of feet away. And don't mind the truck going by on the highway nearby. And once they started to think that all of them were going to die, then people started to go hunting them for the wood in the early 1900s. That's the time frame we're talking about. And it makes it easier to identify from a long distance from, for example, this is a shagbark hickory. And this is a yellow chestnut, a yellow American chestnut. I found the mother plant. And I found ones that are fruiting throughout the park that are starting to produce their nuts. The nuts come ripe in September. And currently we are in mid-July. So this plant right here, I've been able to identify because of the smooth nut coverings on the ones that are bearing nuts. And for comparison. But if you ever think you find an American chestnut, a sweet American chestnut, go to the American Chestnut Society through Google and look up how to submit a sample for identification because they are considered extinct. I can see that some of these trees are much more blight susceptible than others of this yellow chestnut variety, but the mother chestnut has clearly been cut in the past. She's got 4 trunks. They're all about 12-inch diameter, maybe 18-inch. I was looking from the water, so it was hard to tell. And this type of chestnut likes really soggy ground, so I can see why it wants to be right by water like this. But she's about 120 foot tall and covered in nuts. So I see where her children are coming in. And then I see these little blazes of orange throughout the woods. And every time I come up to a blaze of orange in July, it's a chestnut. It's this yellow chestnut, which is edible. So if you find them and want to plant them, you could have a really good food source on your own land. If you find one that doesn't have the blazes like this, you have a really good chance of getting one that would be your own to be able to plant and care for. So, yeah, a little bit of sad because I thought I had a sweet chestnut until I realized that the burrs weren't there on the seed heads. So it's a yellow chestnut though, and those are also struggling a bit. They're starting to make a comeback. So I hope you're having a good day. This is a very different cliffside, as you can see. And take care. Bye.